In the vast solitude of this remote region lies the subtle undercurrent of potential danger. The responsibility falls upon you to check on any stranded vehicle and its occupants, as the isolation may mean that another soul may not cross their path for several hours. Once it was certain that the truck was empty, it was safe to proceed. Beyond Happy Valley Goose Bay, the highway was deserted, with very few travelers in sight. The miles seemed to stretch on and on as I journeyed onward. With each mile I covered, the time was drawing near to find a place where I could camp for the night. And as luck would have it, that's exactly where the pavement gave way to the construction zone. In any case, it was a tremendous relief to finally see some people.
Nice talking to you.
I inquired with this worker about potential campgrounds up ahead and was told that for the next 50 kilometers, there wouldn't be any available places to camp. The new highway stands elevated above the permafrost with no accessible points to descend from its raised surface. The guy also said that if I press on and reach the Paradise River, there is a rest area just past the bridge, offering the potential for an overnight camp. As I glanced in my rear view mirror, I noticed a stunning view. It was a Trans Labrador sunset. Pretty cool, right? I found myself catching up to construction trucks as they were making their way back to camp for the night. I ended up riding in their dust for about 20 minutes, staying far behind until they reached their camps. A few kilometers further, I found the bridge over Paradise River and past it, the rest area a construction worker had mentioned.
Okay, I'm done for the evening. It's kind of late, as you can tell. The plan was to camp a lot earlier, but at the time when I was planning to start looking for a campsite, I hit construction, and one of the construction crew told me that at the junction to Cartwright, there's a rest stop. Essentially, as soon as you see the bridge, just before the junction, hang a right. So here I am. It's just a regular rest area. Nothing special, not a campsite, but it's late, so this is where I'm staying. I should also add that the reason why there's construction, it's because they're paving the last section of the Trans Lab Highway between Cartwright and Happy Valley Goose Bay. The last 50 kilometers is, well, it's still gravel, but I'd say a month or two and then it's all gone. I'm glad I got to experience a bit of gravel on the Trans Lab, but good riddance. No, I'm just kidding. So the ride was pretty good. Now I'm enjoying a sandwich and drinking my last beer from yesterday. So I say today was a success. Although this Happy Valley Goose Bay market bought sandwich is a little bit stale, but that's all I got. Hobo lifestyle. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna make it, if not, then almost all the way to the end where the ferry terminal is. And that'll give me a day to just relax. So I'm thinking maybe I'll jump on the ferry a little bit earlier and spend more time in Halifax. But I'm not there yet, so we'll see. Another eventful night. Last night, in the middle of the night, around 1:30, a truck pulled in. A whole bunch of people got out. They were laughing and drinking and puking and coughing. Then they dumped a whole bunch of empties on the side of the road. It's pretty chaotic. They seemed a little bit out of it, a little rowdy. So I stayed in my tent. I was hoping they didn't come over. Luckily, they didn't bother me, but that lasted about half an hour and then they left. But after that, I couldn't sleep. The best sleep I'm gonna get is when I get home, let's face it. But anyways, time to get up. So the guy just came by and woke me up and said that it's not a best idea to camp around here because there's a mama bear with 2 cubs somewhere around. Holy cow, it's a beautiful day. I'm finally out of the campsite. It's a little bit late. Well, late by Newfoundland time, right on time on Ontario time. It's 14 degrees already. The guy who warned me about the bears in the area is from Port Hope, Simpson.
I asked him if he knows of any good breakfast places in town, and he said, "You should definitely try Campbell's."
Okay, I got myself a little bit of an issue. Nothing major, but looks like a cord wrapped itself around the wheel. So most of it melted. It's just pieces of plastic now. I don't think it did any damage to the brakes, but it got in there. Well, my little friend, looks like he got something jammed in there pretty good. What movie's that from?
Once more, the scenery was absolutely breathtaking. An hour and a half passed by quickly, and before I knew it, I had arrived in Port Hope, Simpson.
I don't know which one it is. Hello, how are you? I'm looking for Campbell's. No, I just want to get some breakfast. I was told that there's a good place called Campbell's.
Yeah, right over there to the
Grimsby, Ontario. I just went for a ride. Take care. Campbell's, got it.
I finally located Campbell's restaurant, where I enjoyed a delicious breakfast and a hot cup of the strongest coffee known to man. No yolk on my face this time.
Hello.
I filled up the bike at one of the town's 2 gas stations and swiftly hit the road again.
So since today I have plenty of time, I decided to take a little detour and go check out Lewis, which is the most easternly situated settlement on the continent of North America.
The ride up the Iceberg Alley was a stunning 33-kilometer trek that took me to the serene coastal village of St. Louis. It was indeed a peaceful and breathtaking location.
Okay, so right now I am at the most easterly point of mainland North America that is accessible by road. There's some more land over there, but you can't get there by vehicle. Well, I guess you could, but technically, legally, the place is gorgeous. Just incredible.
Regrettably, I did not see any icebergs. Big thanks to Auntie Char for recommending this place. It was time to make my way towards Blanc-Sablon and catch the ferry to Newfoundland. Around every turn, the scenery grew even more stunning. The temptation to pause for pictures made it challenging to rack up any miles.
Here's the view from the best toilet in the world.
The road now closely followed the Atlantic Ocean's coast, and there were numerous coastal villages to explore. This type of traffic is all right with me. I'm not in a rush, and I've stopped in a beautiful spot. Along the way, I encountered plenty of attractions, dining spots, and gas stations. I had left behind the desolation and emptiness of the interior of Labrador, and I was swiftly approaching the end of my Trans Labrador journey. What a ride! I stuck my sticker on the Newfoundland and Labrador welcome sign and bid farewell to this incredible northern province. I entered Quebec and rode into Blanc-Sablon, where I promptly located the ferry terminal. Unfortunately, the ticket office had already closed for the day. I headed back into Blanc Sablon, and while refueling, the lady working there kindly provided me directions to Park Good Child, a free campsite.
All right, time to set up camp. Okay, so let me fill you guys in on what has happened. Essentially, I pulled into Blanc Sablon to catch the ferry. The terminal is completely closed, but I'm like, whatever, there's a ferry tomorrow, that's the one I want, so I'll come back tomorrow. While getting gas, I asked the lady who worked at the gas station, is there a place that I can camp for the night? She says, yeah, there's just around the corner, down this path, there's a free campsite. So I asked her, do you know anything about the ferry? And she says, yeah, the ferry is canceled because of the high winds. It's closed till further notice. Chances are that the morning ferry is also going to be canceled, which means I have to stay another day till the winds die down. So I'm kind of stuck. I thought I did well by saving an extra day and burning the miles getting here early. But now it looks like I'll be arriving in Halifax at the exact same time I originally planned. But good news, free campsite with bathrooms, with wood. Can't go wrong.
After setting up my camp, I hopped on my bike and rode to the local market to grab some supplies.
So I just got back from the store. I'm going to show you guys what I bought. Ham sandwich, protein, a fruit salad. But now that I think about it, I don't have a fork. And essentials, Budweiser. It's going to be an early night because I have to wake up fairly early. I'm going to try to wake up at 4:30 to be out of here by 5:30. That'll give me almost 2.5 hours to be ahead of the lineup. We'll see.
So, good morning. It's up and Adam time.
Okay, so the camp is torn down. I was expecting some sunlight. The sunrise is at 5:20. Well, it's 5:40. But I'm also going by Newfoundland time because I'm trying to catch the ferry, which runs by Newfoundland time. But we're in Quebec. I don't know. I'm messed up. Whatever, I'll be there an hour early. Okay, let's go check out the ferry. What sucks about this is I have to be on standby, so I have to be ready. So everything packed. But if there is no ferry, I got to come back here, set up camp again, spend another night, and then try it all over again.
I didn't pre-book this ferry from Labrador to Newfoundland because I wasn't certain about the exact day of my arrival in Blanc Sablon. I heard that this particular ferry runs 3 times a day, and from what I gather from fellow travelers, there's typically ample space for motorcycles on board.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is the ferry running?
We don't know yet. We're waiting for an update. Do you have a reservation?
I do not.
What's your name, Laura?
Peter?
Yeah.
Last name Gajevich?
Just check back in an hour, okay?
Okay, and what are my chances of getting on with number 4?
Well, see, the thing is this morning is we got cancellations from yesterday. We got to go through first, and then when the hour's up, we got to go through yesterday's cancellation, and then we goes by numbers.
Okay.
So it's kind of up in the air because it all depends on how much campers, trucks and campers we got and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's usually four's usually good.
Thank you very much. That makes me feel a lot better. I'll see you in an hour. Ladies optimistic, we're number 4.
I checked on my phone to find a place where I could get some coffee at this early hour. Google Maps led me to a breakfast place. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be open for another hour, so I opted to explore the town in the meantime.
Just gonna check out the sea. So this is how I get myself in trouble. I go to a place where I really shouldn't be going on a bike, then I drop the bike.
The ocean was turbulent and angry that morning. This seemed like the perfect spot to sit on the rocks and watch the crashing waves, a great way to pass the time. Later, I continued riding around the town until I was drawn to an open sign displayed in a window.
So I was lucky enough to find this little gem of a place. If you're ever stuck at the ferry like I am, come check them out. They're just a 4-kilometer drive away from the ferry terminal. It's called La Perle Rare. La Perle Rare? I don't know. La Perle Rare.
I went back to the terminal to check for updates.
Okay, so the lady at the ferry terminal just informed me that the update, which was scheduled for 10:30, is now going to be scheduled for 1:30. So I gotta sit around, do nothing, and wait. So this was update number 3. Still no go, but there's gonna be another update at 4. So back to the campsite and back to waiting.
Later, when I returned to the ferry terminal, I was informed that the ferry had been completely canceled for that day. The staff advised me to return tomorrow morning for the next ferry update. The morning arrival had been canceled, and an update would be provided later on.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting at the terminal. Realistically, if I catch this ferry today, I'll probably wait one more day, and then I'm gonna have to make a decision about turning back and going the way I came. So an update, the ferry at this point is canceled. They will do an update at 10:30, so I gotta be back, but it's not looking good. I'm starting to look really rough. Once I get into Halifax, I'll shave. But I'm still waiting for an update on the ferry, 10:30, so that gives me about an hour and a half. So I came back to the campsite. I'm gonna use their bathroom facilities, and I'm finally gonna change out of these stinky clothes, which I've been wearing for the last 4 days. Got the hobo look, I'm sure I got the hobo smell, and I'm living in a park. So, hobo. But anyways, that's the update. I'm back at the ferry terminal, still no word, but another update at 4. It's 4 o'clock. I'm gonna check in the ticket office to see whether the ferry is coming or whether it's canceled for today. Wish me luck. All right, so the 4 o'clock update was total cancellation, so there's no more ferry for today, but it looks like the weather is improving, and tomorrow it should be here in the morning. At least that's what they're saying, so that's what I'm hoping for. If that happens, that's still okay, because I can still drive through Newfoundland. Unfortunately, I will miss the Newfoundland portion of the trip, but I'll just book line it across the island to the ferry to get to Nova Scotia, and then I'm back on track. But if it's canceled tomorrow or there's a delay, then I think I have to face the fact and drive back up the Labrador Highway. So I just made a stop at the grocery store. I got some food for tonight. Hopefully this is the last time I'm getting food here, although, you know, the people have been super friendly and stuff. I just want to get going. So I got some groceries. Let's go and set up camp again. Day 3. Hopefully this is it, because if I don't get on this ferry at 8, I have to backtrack all the way around the Trans Lab because I'm running out of time. So here I am at the ticket office, and I'm waiting to get a ticket. There's a lot of people around, so we'll see if it happens. So my number from a couple days ago is still good. So I'm number 4 in line. I still don't have a ticket. I'm still on standby. But the lady said we should be able to squeeze you in. Come back at 7:30. So fingers crossed.
While I was at the campsite, I had the pleasure of meeting an incredible woman who, like me, was passing through Blanc-Sablon on 2 wheels. Since we were both stranded waiting for the ferry, we struck up a conversation about our respective journeys. The sandwich I'm enjoying was a generous gift from her. Thank you, Barbara. At 7:30, a crowd gathered outside of the office to see if they could secure a ticket.
Okay, so it was going pretty good. And then they said there's some commercial trucks that have priority, so I'm still on standby. I don't know.
The wait was getting intense, and a decision had to be made soon.
Okay, it's all good. I got a ticket. Let's go!
It's remarkable how the mood of a journey can completely shift in one single moment.
We all seem so fearful of life's slipping away.
Hey, guess what, guys?
Sun
First one on the ferry.
in the west,
Thank you.
softly burning so
Thank you very much.
bright. Silent skies first to burn, waiting for
Sorry to jump ahead of you guys. I was just so excited. I was the last one to get a ticket and the first one on the ferry. It's kind of rude. I raced ahead of guys there ahead of me, but I don't know. I was too excited. I apologize. Hopefully they forgive me. But I'm on the ferry. Trip continues. Okay, so I lost 2 days in Blanc-Sablon. So I am going to have to cut my Newfoundland trip short. I was going to spend 2 days in Newfoundland driving on the west coast. But unfortunately, what's going to happen now is I have to race to my next ferry. According to Google Maps, it's a 7-hour ride. So probably be about 8 or 9 on the bike. Yeah, I'm just racing across. So the trip is not over yet, but at least I don't have to go back through the Labrador Highway. That would have been terrible. I was actually dreading it, and I'm so thankful and so glad that the ladies at the ticket office did everything they could to get me on board.